Man, hey, we live. It's Believing Buckeyes. I'm Brian Brownie with All-American cornerback Chinny Check. Wow, we celebrating here in the Double O in Ohio. We get the win versus that team up north. All is right with the world. 27-9. But our Buckeyes, they flourish on the road, man. They flourish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, big time win. It's weird because this game, I felt I was a lot more calm this year, this go around. It felt I don't know why I felt more confident in this one. I felt the intentionality of how they were approaching the game this week, understanding the most important thing was to be who they are. All right, I think that approach, even though it got rocky early, it got it got rocky early, but it felt like they had a plan. They stayed committed to the plan. It wasn't going to be any wavering, and that's all I really wanted to see. Like
Yeah.
to me, stuff can happen, right? But if you go down being who you are, then that's what it is. And I was confident in the fact that if they continue to just be who they were, that we're gonna be celebrating having this type of conversation that we're having right now.
No, man, for real, like, yeah, man. I mean, even early, right? We throw a pick, they get on the board. I felt like you felt. We weren't together. We should have been in the same room. But I felt this calm and confident, like, don't worry, we going to figure this out. Everything is going to work itself out. And it did. We just kept playing ball. Like we never started to do weird things, started to call weird plays. Like, oh yeah, Michigan is fired up early. They got a couple field goals. Congrats. Like we now 6-0.
Yeah,
I think that was our
right.
biggest deficit of the season. 6-0. Whoop de doo. Whoop de doo.
Whoop de doo. Whoop
Hey,
de doo.
whoop,
You caught a
whoop,
pick.
whoop,
Whoop de doo.
whoop de doo.
It's crazy because Michigan has a great drive early, right? Big run to start the game. They get down in the red zone. They kick a field goal. Then they come back with a interception. They go two man. Sain thinks it's 1-on-1. He throws the ball. They get a pick. They're back in the red zone immediately. They get
Yep.
what? A field goal.
I feel
They didn't go nowhere, right? It's at that point that I said, okay, look, they can't run with you, right? They just can't run with you. You make a mistake, it's a terrible mistake. The sky is falling. Look up at the scoreboard, it's 6-0. All right. So if the race is to 20 points, if you score 20 points, the game is over. It's that simple. And Ohio State not being able to score 20 points would be an indictment on Ohio State. I don't care who they're playing. I don't care who lines up. I don't care if it's the New Orleans Saints, Cleveland Browns. Listen, 20 points is what you need to get to as an offense, as a Ryan Day offense. And the other thing I was very, very confident in is that at the end of the day, you have Ryan Day offense. You have a Brian Hartline as the offensive coordinator, right? You have a quarterback coach and a receiver, right? So one thing I was confident in this go around is that if we're gonna lose this game, we're gonna lose this game throwing the ball to our receivers, which means we're not gonna lose. So I commend those guys, man, for going out there, playing their game. And there's not enough that can be said about a redshirt freshman quarterback, Julian Sain, young kid out
On
of
the road.
California,
On the
on the
road.
road,
In the snow.
in the snow. Like, that's impressive, man.
Yeah.
To just have that level of poise. He never seemed shook. It never seemed like the moment at any point became big. He threw the pick. He went to the sideline. What happened? All right, let's not do that again. Right? Go back on the field and deliver the ball. But it was shout out to Julian Sain, young quarterback, getting
Yeah.
us back to winning football in the big game.
Yeah, no, for sure. And look, I got my Cleveland shirt on, Chim. I don't know. You can see that? You know
I
who
do see
represent
it. I
Cleveland?
see it.
You know who represent Cleveland? Bo Jackson. You know who from Cleveland? Bo Jackson from Cleveland. Shout out to Bo. Playing big. His first game, obviously, in the rivalry game. True freshman on the road. And as things kind of got, start off the game not in our favor. You know who was in our favor? Bo Jackson out the gate. Right? I mean,
Right.
making guys miss, making cuts in the snow. At certain times, looked like he was kind of ice skating out there, bro. Like just kind of sliding around, making guys miss and getting north and south from there, man. So shout out to Bo and shout out to our offensive line. I mean, we talk about the big difference in this game, right? Coach Day wants to win the rushing battle. Whoever win the rushing battle, win the Michigan game. I think we won that by about 80 or so yards or so. But it starts in the trenches, man. Our offensive line went out there and they just put on the show. Shout out to Carson Hinsman, man. He dyed his hair blind for the game, man. Going out there with the Goldilocks look, man.
Yeah.
But across the board, man, our offensive line, our tight ends, they came to be physical. They came to start the fight. They started the fight this year up in Michigan, and it showed throughout the day, man. Keeping Julian clean, starting creating lanes for Bo, man, just really putting on a show of how you play in a rivalry game in the trenches to get the job done. Man, I'm excited. I'm fired up, man. That's what it takes. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like, Chip.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Ohio State was able to win the rushing. And the key stat that everybody, communicates is the team who wins the rushing wins the game. But what they never communicate is what happened in between the start of the game and how this team got to a point where they win the rushing. All right. It's a combination of factors in this situation, right? Great job protecting the quarterback. Great job creating holes for the running back. Great job running the ball. But guess what else we can do? We can throw the football. And, we mentioned it talked about it on the podcast this week. When you get to that half field mark, 45-yard line of your own territory, taking a shot down the field, right? Yep. Because that's going to put you right in the red zone or right in the end zone. When you get to the 35-yard line, plus 35-yard line, taking a shot for the end zone. We don't even have to worry about red zone offense, all right? We got guys who could get in the end zone sooner than that. And that's what they did. They took their shots. Because even if you don't connect on those shots, look, I play corner, right? When we prepare for a team and they had a dynamic receiver, we had to figure out how we're going to play everything. How are we going to play this? When they have two dynamic receivers, it's like, bro, we're running out of answers. So the consistent threat. Yeah, number 10, he's a good corner. He's a really good corner. Did a big play early, broke up the pass. But guess what, 10? We could do it again. Now we hit you with the slant go. Shout out to him. I think he's a good player. But it's just hard to be able to cover two dynamic receivers and stop the run. So you gotta give it all to him.
Yeah. No, right though. I mean, he competed well. He
did.
Right? Yeah, he competed like a true Wolverine.
Right.
He competed well. He competed hard, but when it came down to it, it just wasn't enough, man. It just was not enough. So I don't know that guy's name. Shout out to that guy. But shout out to the chat, man. We got Agent Posh Doreen. We won. Yes, we did. We got Steven Steen talking about that rushing in the second half. At one point, I think we had about 100-yard rushing. Michigan had -3. I think that was in the fourth quarter, going on late. So that's real Buckeye ball. Shout out to Raz0427, Bo Jackson. Was a dog and is a dog. Let's put present tense on that as well as we kind of get ready for the celebration. Now our guys get to fly. They we usually drive to Michigan. They flew up here this year. They get ready for their flight home.
No more getting on the bus,
man.
No more playing spades and hearts.
No dollar tunk games, none of that. Let's go up here and get to work so he hurry up and get back home, man. But man, I got to shout out, man. I want to talk about this a little bit, man. I got to talk about Jordan Marshall, man. Jordan Marshall had a little bit to say before the game. He's an Ohio guy from Cincinnati. And he's like, oh, I like the running back coach. I'm like, what's his name? Running back coach from Ohio State that went to Michigan, wherever that guy's name is.
Oh, yeah.
And he's saying a little bit how, I like this guy, but I don't like these guys.
Tony Alford.
And Tony Alford. And I'm going to go to Michigan now because that's where he's at. That's my guy, the third. And, he came back. He played, he started the game with a little thumper, right? He got a little wiggle room early, a couple plays. But eventually, the Buckeyes laid the wood on that guy. Came in with a shoulder. That shoulder is more sore after this game. Second half, non-existent. I think they was about to shut him down. He showed some grit. He came back out there, but he just wasn't a factor when it came down to it because Arvell Reese, KJ, Jackson, McDonald was on his head all day, and they was hit. Sonny Styles, he was hit. He wanted to win that game, man. Let's talk about that defense and them flying around, and once again, not matching the physicality of Michigan. This year, we clearly won the physicality with Michigan and left all the extra stuff to them to them to figure out all the grabbing of the face mask and extra penalties, trying to play tough between the whistles. We definitely was delivering the blow. We definitely was the hammer today.
Yeah, yeah, attacking at every level of defense to the defensive line. KJ had a big game, getting
Big
pressure on
game.
the quarterback. Our linebackers just play. I mean, they always they're always impressive, right? Caleb Downs he's just like a missile, just shot out of a cannon on every play. Our corners being physical at the line of scrimmage, pressing these guys, led to some pass interferences.
Yeah.
But man, at
I
no,
disagree with maybe one. But
yeah,
I mean, they get flag happy. And I know
yeah,
we're physical
I
bunch. We're
mean,
guarding these guys. They get a flag
yeah,
because they never got separation.
yeah,
It's clear.
the one on Jermaine Matthews, the receiver just flopped. That's how you know you getting really covered, right? Like my best chance of making a play is I'm gonna actually flop, like I'm taking a charge in a basketball game. Like it was just complete defensively. It was just a complete attack. I thought they was on their heels for the first like two plays, just getting the field, but from then on, man, it was just a complete attack. And the one thing that's important for the defense is the offense scoring touchdowns because what we did like past years, defense plays relatively well, but you don't get out ahead in any way, shape, or form. You don't put pressure on the offense to actually have to make a play. So they're just waiting around the whole game, and then they have one good drive, and it becomes an impressive drive. Now the offense forced them to have to try to score, and they couldn't do it. I mean, there's no mystery that Ohio State has more firepower,
Yeah.
but the ability to actually go out there and execute on the road in a big game in the snow, that was huge. And yeah, that defense, man, just an impressive defense. And when we talk about playoff runs, the best teams in the country, et cetera, the teams that are elite at stopping the run are the teams that are the best in the country.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're confused about which team should be over who, go to college football stats and see who is really in the top 10, top 15, and actually stopping the run, because that margin of error shrinks significantly if you force a team to have to throw the ball or force a team to be one dimensional in order to beat
Yeah. Now, yeah, let's talk about Jalen Mclain because I feel like he now on the day he had 5 tackles, 3 solos. But man, wasn't he timely? Like whenever Michigan did get one out there, leak one out, that could have easily like if he
you.
misses
Yeah,
completely whiffs, those are touchdown runs. And every
right.
time he was there, he was in the right spot. He got to the guy, he fought him, he got him down. If not, he held him up until the cavalry arrived. Um, that's just. I mean, speak to that, Chum, because we've been
Yeah,
in this Ohio State game before where we've seen our safeties just whiff, miss after
right.
miss, big play, touchdown. Oh, this is a big stop. We really need a stop right here. They get to the second level. Safety comes in to fit, miss. He dies on his face.
Yeah,
Boom, touchdown. And now we're in a tough spot. Man,
yeah,
let's talk about Jalen McClain play. And what does that
yeah.
mean to the defense that he got there on those and kind of, took those explosive games and kind of minimized them right there compared to them going all the way to the house?
Yeah, Jalen Mclain has been big time all year, and you don't necessarily get to see it because none of these games have been really close, and he hasn't been the top defensive player, right? He's not Caleb. He's not necessarily Caleb Downs, right? So he doesn't get that level of hype and attention. But one of the reasons why Jalen McClain was able to win the starting position because it wasn't a given that he was going to be the starting safety this year, right? It was a competition. But one of the reasons is what you just talked about. He's a guy who's a sure tackler, right? So in those moments when Michigan makes a play, look, if we thought we were going to go into this game in the big house and Michigan wasn't going to make a play, we were fooling ourselves, right? In those situations when they make a play, being able to go out there, make an open field tackle, get a guy down, get a guy slowed down, and allow your defense to be able to get one more, two more stops to hold them to a field goal versus them actually scoring a touchdown. That's huge. Those situations where Michigan's a good team, bro, and they've been running the ball all year.
Oh
This is the
yeah.
last game of the season. They're perfecting what they do, and typically in this game, they're as good as they will be all year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna make some plays. He was huge in being able to be a sure tackling guy, get a guy down, go fill a gap when needed. Also, be solid in coverage as well. And that's part of the story of being able to go out there and secure this win.
Yeah, that's for sure. Now, the chat. Shout out to the chat. Steven Steen is stating Coach Patricia needs a matching salary to Coach Day to kind of keep him around long term. I don't know if we got enough dollars for that, but I can't
Right.
argue it. I can't
Right.
argue it. This defense is special, man. But so I want to talk about Bryce Underwood. Now, obviously, Bryce Underwood is the 5-star plus quarterback, all world guy, and I don't really like to talk bad about Bryce because I see the talent in the guy. Like I just see certain things in him. I say, like, man, that's pretty special from any player, let alone a true freshman. But today, he's going to be kicking himself. He's probably going to go to bed early tonight in Ann Arbor because, he just didn't have the day he was expected. Going 8 for 18, 63 yards with an interception. He got a couple of rushes off, but we also got some sacks. So he's only registered for 1 yard rushing today. What did you think our Ohio State defense did to him, particularly to kind of obviously keep him off balance? But when we came down to it, to keep Michigan from really taking some chances with him because it just didn't seem like it was there, right?
Yeah, it wasn't. There wasn't a lot there for him, and I didn't expect there to be. I thought for that, for Michigan to be effective, it was going to be running the ball with the running back and running the ball with the quarterback, and maybe here or there having like a money play that they drew up that gets a
Yeah.
guy wide open. They tried a couple of those plays, fake screen left, throw the ball right, etc. Unfortunately, Ohio State was very disciplined, very prepared in those situations, and they weren't never going to rely on the quarterback to win them the game, and they really haven't in all these years. They really haven't relied on a quarterback to truly win them the game. Make some key plays here and there,
Yeah.
but never really relied on them to win the game. I think if I was to rank who, like, in these last few years, who has been kind of the priority in terms of who's going to make this team get over the hump or beat Ohio State, it was one, defense.
Yep.
Right, the defense.
Mm-hmm.
2, the run game. All right. 3, Connor Stallions. And then maybe
Connor Stallions is way too low on that. He's way too low on that list. We gotta go.
Yeah.
1. Yeah, Connor Stallions. 2,
it's probably Connor 1.
The pass rush.
The pass
rush usually was kind of getting us. Then 3 was the rushing game. No, but I hear you.
The quarterback is super low on that list. And realistically, they needed, when they got that pick, they needed to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
Like, they needed to, after creating that turnover, not having to drive down the field, they needed an explosive play or something to put them in the end zone to get one touchdown and then be able, to play the game. Not being able to get in the end zone, it just wasn't, they didn't have really a real chance. I still think he is a talented quarterback. What I do question is his ability to develop or max out his potential at Michigan, right? Mm-hmm. If I'm a corner, I feel like I could get there at Michigan. If I'm a defensive lineman or offensive lineman or running back or safety, I feel like I could do that at Michigan. I really question their ability to develop a quarterback to the level to where he maxes out what his talent provides him, honestly.
I mean, that's something to get into right there, man. We started talking about Bryce Underwood, who got one of his recruiting statements is, I'm choosing LSU over other schools because of their quarterback development. And now, obviously, a lot of shakeup down at LSU now. He probably wouldn't have been there for the long term anyway. But that's something he has to look at. Like, he's the guy there, right? We know they came in with that special NIL package to secure him to stay home. But, man, like, what do you get from that, right? Obviously that money you get from there is not NFL money. He wants to be a first-round guy, number 1 overall pick type of guy, type of talent. But you got to bring it on the field. You got to bring it on the field. Hey, shout out to the live out there. Please follow us on our X page at Believe in Buckeyes Podcast. If you don't already do so, please follow us as we always continue to bring Buckeye news. Follow our YouTube page as well, Believe in Buckeyes, as we always bring Ohio State news. But Tim, okay, now, not to be outdone, we know Michigan has a history. They have a very specific history of trying to gain a competitive advantage in big games, right? Right? If they're playing Purdue, I think they probably pretty much play those guys straight up. You know, they kind of got the talent check in their box, the way their style of play. I think they play it straight up. But in big games, we know they have a history of kind of doing a little bit extra to kind of get themselves a competitive advantage. If it's sign stealing or anything else of that nature. Did they turn off our headphones today, man? What was going on out there, bro? Did they turn the headphones off? We got old school Sain running to the sideline to get the play to bring it back into the huddle. Like, what was going on?
I can't hear you. I can
hear you. I can hear you.
Get some static.
Let's go.
Oh, this is that Connor? Connor, are you there? Is that? Hey, I think. Listen, man. I think they intercepted. I think somebody was trying to intercept the plays coming in. Somebody was trying to intercept the plays coming in, and they had to shut the sound off, the mic down. I wouldn't listen. I wouldn't put it past them. It sounds crazy. It sounds like it's conspiracy thing, but listen, they've actually fully executed a full conspiracy. And got away with it.
Right? Slap on the wrist.
They got away with it. So I don't want to overthink it, but I mean, you can never be too careful considering you're in the big house. They've successfully figured out how to steal signs. They took sign stealing on the road. They took it to Central Michigan. So you just never know what they're capable of. And because of that, Ryan Day is now 2-1 versus Michigan in legitimate games. So without cheating to start the season or cheating in the game. He's 2-1. He's got a winning record. Look, I could change the way we look at it, because had he lost, we would say, oh, he hasn't won a game or whatever. But now that he's won, now let's go back and put a real laser focus in on some of those losses and understand what the situation was. And we could throw out 3 of them, and now it's 2-1. All right, so. And if Michigan fans feel differently, then just beat us, and then, we'll have a different discussion.
We have a different discussion, man. Hey, but I just want to real quick. Obviously, man, I mean, overall, obviously, Buckeye Nation, we're feeling good, right? I mean, it's been a while since we won this game. Obviously, we had some additional hurdles to cross, but we won this game, right? The national champions, essentially, we're the number 1 team all season. Coming into this rivalry game, and really dominating. I mean, I'm looking at the stats right now. Obviously, the score is 27-9. 3-score game against a team like Michigan. They're never coming back from down 3 scores, right? That's just not who they are.
Yeah.
We look at the number of first down, 22-9. Third down, we went 10 of 17. They went 1 of 9 on third down. Fourth down, we go 2 of 3. They go 0 for 1. Total yards, 419 to 163. Time of possession. This is the biggest one right here. Chill. Time of possession. 40 minutes for Ohio State. 20 for Michigan.
Yeah.
Bro, that's going out there. That's dominating, bro. That's dominating.
That's a dominant game. I don't care what the score said, right? Those third down stats, and this isn't just a Michigan game, obviously. This is who they've been all year. There's been a lot of talk about, not attacking from more explosive plays, more passing, et cetera, all year. I think that was intentional. Not running the hurry up offense and speeding up the game and doing things that we've seen in the past from a Ryan Day offense. I think it was intentional. But what they have done all year, to the point of being just elite on offense, is third down efficiency, over 50%. Continuing to be able to move the chains, continue to be able to go score points. And that bodes well in games like this, where you throw a pick early, right? You're down early, etc. You now need to go score. Yeah, we could throw explosives. We could do all those things. The only way you could get to those types of plays is you got to be able to move the ball down the field. And that's what they've been able to do all year. That's what they were able to do in this game. And that gave them an opportunity to, when they got into those shot zones, to go draw up the play. And we knew Brian Hartline and Ryan Day had some shot play. There's no possible way, after what we've seen all year, that they didn't have some that they were ready to put on display here versus Michigan. But I think that the key is what you said: time of possession, being able to keep the ball, especially when you get up, being able to keep the ball and run the clock out, and then when you need it to continue to move the chains and get first downs. And I gotta shout out Carnell Tate, Jeremiah Smith, big time game, big time player. He shifts the entire structure of the defense because he can end the game if you don't double him or you don't protect over top. Carnell Tate, he's such an elite level receiver. He's so smooth in his route running, but he's such a quarterback friendly receiver. When Julian Sain throws him the ball, he could be at the 10-yard line and come all the way back to the 6, catch it, and then make a guy miss and get upfield for a first down. He's such a quarterback friendly target, such an effective player, and he moves so well, man. I believe, and obviously I have some bias, so I'll state that, but I do believe that he is wide receiver 1 going into the draft this season.
Browns. Shout out, right. I think they need an offensive lineman, man. But facts. So I mean, the proof is in the pudding, right? I mean, obviously every Sunday there's a Ohio State Buckeye in the NFL making a play. So now it's kind of like if you're a GM and so you're looking like, all right, who's the next guy that we could have? The next guy you could have is Carnell Tate. Now, obviously, he's in the system with Jeremiah Smith, Brandon Ennis, Max Clear. Like, he's not going to have the stat line like all the other wide receivers you might be comparing him to. But when you turn on the film, he's the guy. He is the guy. He's the guy. Clear. It's clear. So, let's shout out to FanDuel, right? I don't know if Ohio State covered the spread or not. I'm trying to pull it up. I don't know. It's all over the place.
Yeah, the spread I think the spread was 9.5 or something.
Bet Ohio State. Check the box. Check the box. Shout out there. But now we got to look at, FanDuel eventually. I don't know if they do draft stuff or not, but what's the draft odds of Carnell Tate going number 1 as the wide receiver? Chances are they got to be pretty high. I mean, this guy's a special. I mean, obviously he has an injury, right? He missed a couple weeks. Right, and we imagine that we don't get much information, but they say it's tight. So you imagine some sudden low body injury or something like that was kind of pulling at him. He goes out there in the snow. They call his number several times. He leads the team in receiving yards for the day. Obviously, he hits the bomb as well on the and that's something you're talking about calling shots. That's something we drew up, right? Fake out in post bomb touchdown. Michigan plays hard. They punch at the ball right before you go in the end zone. No worries. My guy's playing through the whistle. He takes that into the end zone. He does a celebration. He does his dance. Shout out to Carnell Tate. Man, but that's just this team, man. Like, Coach Day is locked in. After this game, he's emotional during the post game. I don't know if he got a chance to catch that or not. But he's getting emotional, man. I think, if he had to go into something deep, he probably would have dropped a tear or two. Because it means a lot to him to do the right things and win the right way, to be a true Buckeye. And obviously it's been a little turmoil in this game, and we got the Connor Stallions thing, but last year was the glitch in the Matrix game where we can't figure out offense and we lose that game. It means a lot to him. It means a lot for his players to win that game for him. It means a lot to Coach Day to get that win, to check that box, to kind of let the shoulders down a little bit when it comes to this game and show that he could do it. It's not too big for him. He could get his guys in the right mental space it takes to play Ohio State brand football and come out with a victory here in this game.
Yeah, and 2 things for Coach Day. One, I like that this year he decided, okay, I love tradition. We're not going to get rid of traditions, but we're going to do things our way. All right. We're going to be who we are. All right. We're going to make this week as similar to all the other weeks as we can, because that's what we do. All right. We're going to play our style and our brand of football to get the same result. And I like that. I like the ability to just take command of the situation, understanding like we have all these traditions, all these things. You drive up to the game, you don't take a flight, you do all these things during the week. That worked for past teams. All right. And guess what? It's a new era. All right. There's a lot of things that are different now than what they were back then. Do it your way so that when you get on the field, you can execute football. There's going to be a ton of energy and excitement and all that stuff that's natural that you've already instilled into the team. Do things your way and finish. And the last thing I have is I need everybody to come outside that talk negative about Brandon Ennis, right? Everybody come outside that talk negative about Brandon Ennis. Brandon Ennis, as a captain on offense, I don't know what the stats are around when it comes to drops. I've never seen him drop a football. I may be wrong. I just never seen him drop a ball. When he gets targeted, it's a catch. It doesn't matter if the guy's hanging on his shoulders. It doesn't matter if the guy's knocking the ball out. It doesn't matter what it is. Whenever I see a ball going towards Brandon Ennis, I already pencil in. I start celebrating. When they got to the goal line, and I saw the route concept, and I saw Julian Sain throwing the ball, and I knew the ball was now going to be accurate, I celebrated. I didn't actually need to see him catch the ball because he just doesn't drop the ball. Am I lying? Have you seen him drop a football?
Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge.
I mean, when you have two elite guys on the outside. You have a pretty good tight end in Max Clear. Mm-hmm. But when you need a play and you call Brandon Ennis' number, it's just going to be a positive play. Yeah. It's as simple as that. And that's a very, very dangerous combination, given that, Bo Jackson has come into his own as a freshman running back, and Julian Sain just has a poise of a veteran quarterback. So I'm excited about this team. I don't know if they get the job done in the end or whatever, but man, there is a lot to be excited about. So shout out.
No, for sure, man. Shout out to that, but bro, real quick, shout out to Eddie 4986. He's talking about the ref. He should be a concussion protocol. So they had to take a head button. That was weird to see, bro. Like, bro, what is going on, man? But look, man, let's talk about this because this is big, man. We need to talk to it. We need to get our perspectives out there and speak to it about how we won this game. We all know the shenanigans that went down last year. We all know the shenanigans that took place a few years ago. Planting flags, stomping on logos, doing all this kind of extra stuff. Now, Brutus had his moment, but Brutus not on the team, right? He did the Ohio with his feet in the snow and he crossed out the M. Funny stuff, right? Real light stuff, funny. Right. But after the game, we go celebrate with our fans that came out.
Exactly.
That sat in the cold for 3.5 hours to cheer us on with our teammates. None of the shenanigans about going out there and stepping on the M and causing more ruckus to the game and things of that nature. That's how you win the game the right way. Now, Coach Day, like, hey, this is what we do here. In other programs, they didn't have a conversation. That's smoking. They're thinking it's funny that their guys are out there fighting in the middle of the yard line after the game. You play the game between the whistle. All the extra stuff is for the extra stuff. You expect little bros to do that. You know how you
exactly.
You snatch a toy from your big brother and you run to your mom and your mom say, "Hey, big brother, don't do that. Don't beat up your little brother." That's how little brothers act. I was a little brother. Exactly. I know you was your little brother.
I'm the youngest.
We won with class today, man. We won with class and celebrated with our guys, and we did things the right way, man. That's big to say because obviously we know certain programs they don't have those conversations.
Yeah. Culture. That's what Jordan Marshall was talking about. Culture. That's their culture, right? They got Stool Presidente. What's his name? Dave Portnoy as their mascot. It was all pregame. Yep. Mm-hmm. You go through a whole season and every game be talking about Ryan Day and Ohio State. It's like, but y'all playing against USC and you talking about Ryan Day and Ohio State. I mean, that's their culture. And obviously the Ohio State culture is about winning, coming together as a team and doing something great each year, right? And part of that process of doing something great is going to win against your rival in Michigan. But after you win, I mean, you don't give them any more attention, right? Yeah. We go celebrate with our fans. We come together. We come together as a team and get prepared for what's next. And I watched the end to kind of see. I kind of wanted to see,
how we approached it.
Do you go the petty route, or do you go? And if you've been around this, we've been around this team. We already know what type of culture this team has and how they're about each other, how They're about, not just football. They're about things that are much bigger than football. And when you have that level of perspective, that little silly stool presidente approach to thinking about football just doesn't. I mean, it's just not a part of your process. I mean, in game, yeah, like in game when you're fighting or whatever, but post game, there's a bigger goal out there. So shout out to those boys for winning with class. Shout out to the seniors, not just the seniors, the leaders, the Caleb Downs, the Arville Reeses, guys that have just shown that they work, they put it all out there on the field, and when it's all said and done, they did everything that they can. So I'm excited about this team, man. I love the culture set at Ohio State. I hated that they were losing to Michigan,
Yeah.
but it was one of those things where it hurt me because I knew the type of individuals they were. So this feels good for these guys to be able to get the job done.
Right. They could go out there. They earned those gold pens today, man. Shout out to those boys, man. Shout out to the team for earning those gold pens, man. Now, obviously, FanDuel that has their Heisman odds, man, and we're not gonna get it all into that right now, but we know now it's set up, Chip. Big Ten championship against Indiana in Indianapolis. It's gonna be like a home game for those guys, man. But we would travel
Yeah,
well. We'll travel well, and it's gonna kind of come down to Sain and Mendoza on who could have that Heisman moment, and potentially and Jeremiah Smith, who could have that Heisman moment to basically line it up and put a stamp on who's deserving of that award. And it's funny. This award kind of turned into more of a team award
exactly.
more than anything.
Yeah,
So it's lined up for it, man. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good
you
one.
said it, man. It's a team award this year. There's no player who has set themselves so far apart from the group that they're just the best player in football, right? The guys who fit the description are guys like Jeremiah Smith, or what's the running back from Notre Dame, guys like that,
Jeremiah Love, yeah,
Jeremiah Love, but they don't. Ain't two Jeremiahs, right? But
yeah, yeah,
they don't
yeah.
have the level of I guess offensive output, the level of concentration on offense that would allow them to actually emerge into being the lead when it comes to the Heisman. So it comes down to, okay, who is the leader of the team in terms the quarterback has the most concentration, the most output, right? And then who's the best team?
Mhm.
Well, the two best teams get to play each other.
Yeah,
So if you want a Heisman moment, there it is.
yeah.
There it is. Let's see who wins it.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure, for sure. But man, look, man, let's jump off a live, man. I know you've been drinking bourbon. I got the Taylor out, man. I've been having some sips myself, man. We're gonna go celebrate with the family, man. We're gonna celebrate with the family. Get geared up for next week. We're gonna celebrate tonight, but tomorrow is all about the Hoosiers. Man. We're gonna celebrate this
Right.
win this evening. It's all about the Hoosiers starting tomorrow. We'll bring our regular program show. Guys, please follow us out there on X at Believe in Buckeyes Podcast. Please follow our YouTube. Follow us on Instagram as we always continue to bring you Ohio State news in season, off season, and definitely after we win the rivalry and beat the team up north. Chim, we're gonna end this as always. We're gonna end our live with a nice OH.
Yo.
Go Bucks. Talk to you guys soon. Big Ten champs next, baby. Big Ten.
Go Bucks.